In the beginning, God created Adam and Eve, not just as humans, but as the first caretakers of a divine paradise. They lived in the Garden of Eden, a place where heaven touched the earth. But paradise came with one rule: do not eat from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Tempted by the serpent, Eve took a bite. Adam followed, and in that moment, innocence was lost. God, in sorrow, banished them from Eden. They stepped into a world of hardship, pain, labor, and mortality. But this was not the end. It was the beginning of humanity. Life outside Eden was harsh. Adam had to till the soil, sweat on his brow. Eve endured pain in childbirth, but even in this suffering, there was purpose. They built a life, they had children, and the human story began. Their sons, Cain and Abel, offered sacrifices to God. Abel gave his best, Cain did not. God accepted Abel's offering, and Cain burned with jealousy. He lured his brother into a field, and there, for the first time in human history, blood was spilled by human hands. God punished Cain, making him a wanderer. But Cain, even in exile, built a city, started a new line. Years later, Eve gave birth to another son, Seth. Adam said, God has granted us another child in place of Abel, one who will walk in his ways. From Seth came a lineage that honored God, preserving goodness, morality, and divine devotion. The world now had two paths: Seth's line, who followed the path of faith; Cain's line, who followed their desires. Cain's descendants were gifted. They built tools, played music, raised cities, but they also grew arrogant, violent, and selfish. One of them, Lamech, became infamous for killing a man and bragging about it. Over time, the lines blurred. Intermarriages happened. Faith dwindled. Sin grew. As Adam and Eve's children multiplied, society evolved. Seth's line excelled in herding and spiritual wisdom. Cain's line mastered farming, trade, and craftsmanship. People began building homes, trading goods, developing language. From cave dwellings to wooden huts, from signals to spoken words, human civilization was born. It's believed God taught Adam a divine language, and that language was passed down. With time, humanity divided, not by race or land, but by faith and morality. One side followed God's commandments. The other followed power, pleasure, and pride. Evil spread like wildfire: greed, violence, corruption. And then came a divine warning. If mankind does not repent, a great flood will come, a flood that would wash away the sins of the earth. Before their death, Adam and Eve gathered their children. Adam said, "Every choice you make carries weight. If you repent, God will forgive. But if you live in pride, destruction is certain." Eve added, "Love, kindness, and unity. These are what make a family and a society." They taught right from wrong. They taught that life was a gift, and so was redemption. After their passing, their children spread across the earth. Tribes formed, languages developed, cultures emerged. Different groups worshiped God in their own ways, all rooted in the teachings of Eden. Humans began crafting tools, building homes, domesticating animals. They discovered fire, invented wheels, created music and art. Science was born. So was technology. And yet, the eternal battle between good and evil continued. The story of Adam and Eve is not just about sin. It's about choice, legacy, and the cost of free will. Their mistake brought suffering, but also understanding. Their children built civilizations. Their teachings built conscience. And their legacy, it still flows through every one of us, because every generation carries the spark that began in Eden. This is where it all began.